Confusion surrounds the fate of Kenya's 7 appointees to diplomatic missions abroad amid reports that the host countries had expressed reservations.
However, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs maintains that all is well in spite of the unprecedented delays, confirming the envoys start jetting out next Monday for their stations.
Among the 7 appointees is a former cabinet minister currently facing corruption charges and former state officials whose credibility has been questioned. Leila Mohammed has that story.
In a tweet dated 23rd of January 2019, Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Monica Juma announced a farewell meeting between key officers at the ministry and 5 Kenyan envoys to Turkey, China, Malaysia, Qatar and Israel. The tweet was a confirmation that High Commissioners and Ambassador nominees were finally on their way to begin official duties at their new workstations. But a month on, reports indicate that many of them are yet to depart for their designated countries, raising questions. But those who understand diplomacy say there could be legitimate reasons why the appointees are still here in Kenya.
According to the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations of 1961, let me be specific, Article 4, paragraph 1, it says that the receiving state B has to issue something known as the agreement. It's an agreement. And so the receiving country B would, once it has accepted, the appointee would send an agreement to the sending country A. Now, country B has a prerogative of either accepting or refusing to accept the person so appointed.
But speaking to NTV, one of the nominees says that the letters of acknowledgement were received in early October 2018 and the delay to send them out has been on the part of government of Kenya and not the receiving countries. According to the source, retired Lieutenant General Joseph Ondieki landed in Ankara, Turkey early Wednesday with another 2 envoys, former DCI Ndegwa Muhoro and SRC Chair Sarasrem, expected to leave in the coming week. Diplomacy expert Martin Guru says that certain factors like diplomats requesting for time to clear out of missions or the incoming team requesting for time to plan for the assignment could delay change of guard.
Once country A sends the particulars of, say, X, the appointee, to country B, then the authorities in country B, say the security officer or authorities or organs of the receiving state, would carry out a thorough check on the character of the appointee. And if there are any issues, like you say, surrounding his or her character, then country B can use that as its reasons to reject the individual X. But it doesn't have to explain to country A.
In the case of Hassan Wario, the former CS Sports, the acknowledgement from Austria arrived and thus he travelled to Vienna to begin serving. But it is not known if he had presented his credentials to the head of state there like it is required by law before a court order asking him to return to the country to face charges of corruption.
I think that is not spelled out, probably in any statutes or any regulations of any country. For instance, it is known that in the US, 30% of ambassadorial appointments are political, and that is given.
We started actually.
When it touches to matters of integrity, the nation accepting the diplomat has a right to review one's credentials. Experts say that diplomacy is guided by strict regulations, but the appointing authorities of especially heads of missions can choose any individual who is not necessarily an expert in diplomacy. Leila Mohammed, NTV.